The city of Crystal was the place today for a frank and open discussion on the Vietnam War.
It's the 50th anniversary of the war this year. Reporter Sonia Goins has more.
We have four outstanding speakers on our panel who are going to talk about their perspective, their take on the Vietnam experience from different viewpoints.
Dozens of people packed the Crystal Community Center on Wednesday to hear different viewpoints on the Vietnam War.
I was there 49 years ago today.
Donald Fernstrom was a member of the First Air Cavalry Division.
And I was willing to fulfill my duty and obligation, and thank God I came back in one piece.
Fernstrom says it was only until recently he was able to talk about the war.
Because when I came back from Vietnam, and people asked me about my experiences, and I told them honestly, they looked away from me.
We dropped 7 million tons of bombs on Vietnam.
Chuck Turkish is on the opposite end of the spectrum.
And I decided that I would refuse induction. I turned in my draft card as a result of that.
He was part of the resistance movement. He wasn't protesting the soldiers, but the policies.
We thought maybe we could have some effect on shortening the war.
I left Vietnam in 1975.
Tom Trom lived through the war. He was an officer in the Vietnamese army.
You fought so gallantly for our survival and for the democracy of South Vietnam. If you were not there, I'm not here today.
The panel members couldn't agree on who won the war.
When our government gets involved in a war, we believe it must be a noble war. I don't think that was true of the Vietnam War.
We did stop the spread of communism.
But everyone says it's important to remember our past.
Many things that happened during the Vietnam War still have impact on how we go about our lives today.
And unless we tell our stories, and those stories are passed on to the next generation, we're not going to learn from the mistakes of our past.
In Crystal, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
There were more than 58,000 U.S. military casualties during the Vietnam War. Today's discussion was hosted by Beyond the Yellow Ribbon Quad Cities, which includes Golden Valley, New Hope, Crystal, and Robbinsdale.